Amazing. Welcome in, everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. And thank you for joining us here for our May monthly update. Hope everyone's spring is also off to a smooth start. So just a quick overview of our agenda today. We'll be going through some brief introductions before we hop into program updates with Ashley. You know him, you love him. Then we'll also be talking about some of the updates to the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program. Just a quick review of some of the upcoming promos and enablement offers that we have here at Pax8. And then we want to close out with a message from our Tech from Nonprofit team. But with that being said, let's do some brief introductions. For those of you who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting on one of our events before, I'm Vanda Patel, our Microsoft Enablement Manager here at Pax8, and I have a hand in bringing to life all of our training programs for our partners out there. Joining me on our call today, we have the one and the only Ashley Moretti, who will be leading our program's updates. We'll also be hearing from Sharonda Williams, our Senior Modern Work and Security Programs Manager, around some of the upcoming promos we have. And then we'll be closing off with our Tech for Social Impact Manager, Patham, who's joining us. In addition to joining Patham, we also have a wonderful guest. We have Justin Sheedy joining us from Microsoft as well. You can tap to the next slide. Sorry, we have Justin Sheedy joining us as well from Microsoft. So really excited to have him here, especially if you haven't gotten a chance to hear him speak on one of our previous events. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic on over to Ashley to get us kicked off with our program's updates. Ashley, if we have you, I'd love to pass on over to you.
Good morning. My name is Ashley Moretti, or good afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from today. I should not be a new face for you, but if this is your first time joining us, then definitely a new face. I'm our Senior Director of Microsoft Programs here at Pax8, and essentially my team works to align to ensure that you have a great positive experience when it comes to going to market with Microsoft. So the first thing that I want to cover today, which is a slide that we always have on this webinar every month because it is so important, is to make sure that you understand data quality and any enhancements made to your data in Partner Center. Microsoft does an annual review of Partner Center information. So this is the information that's in your legal info, and Microsoft's checking to make sure that that is up to date. Microsoft does check at random, so it is not on like a same day every year for you. And if Microsoft determines that maybe your information is out of date, then they will put you through a business vetting process and you are subject to lose your CSP enrollment. So we want to make sure that you're aware of the importance of making sure your information is up to date at all times. So say you move offices because you're relocating, you're adding a new security contact, whatever that may be, all of that information should always remain up to date. Do know though, also when you go in and you change this information into Partner Center because you're being a good, steward of your information, it will also ask for supporting documentation that will support the change that you're making, and this will also trigger a vetting process. So any changes you do make proactively will trigger that vetting process, but it's good to go through the vetting process at the right time versus when Microsoft's already determined that your information is not up to date, and then you're now in a window to complete the process. To always just make sure that you're in good standing with Microsoft, you always want to make sure under your account information, you have a green check mark. It means that you're good, you're enrolled, everything is great. If you ever see a red X in your legal info, that means that your information has been selected for verification. And then you also should be getting notifications from Partner Center as well as in your Action Center, which is like the little bell icon in the top right-hand corner. GAs or global admins should be the one going in and checking for this information. So checking for the notifications, checking for that green check mark or that red X. And then they're also the ones that should be submitting the documentation to Microsoft if you're proactively changing your information or you got selected for a vetting process. Do know that failure to comply with Microsoft's request and partner center, so either keeping your information up to date or if you get selected for a vetting process, failure to complete it could terminate your CSP enrollment, and we don't want that to happen for you. So again, we just want to be reminding you to be in your partner center multiple times a month as the global admin, checking just to make sure everything's up to date and you haven't been selected for anything. If you happen to get selected for a verification process, just know that this is between you and Microsoft. So we cannot, as Pax8, do anything for you other than what we're doing today, which is trying to educate you to be in there so often. And the reason for that is because it's a compliance policy between Microsoft and your legal information. But if you ever have any questions, you can always reach out to your account team. They certainly can walk you through Partner Center, show you where that information lives if you're not familiar with your legal info under your account settings, or if you don't know where to find notifications, or sign up your email to receive those notifications. So with that, we'll go on to some newer announcements. And with that, we're going to head over to just a pricing update. So hopefully you all are aware that last month Microsoft enacted a new pricing model for annual paid monthly and triannual paid monthly. So it's those subscriptions that have the monthly billing frequency. With that, Microsoft is now making these 5% more expensive than the annual upfront. Your month-to-month billing frequency does not have any impact. And so in the marketplace today, when you go and purchase a new subscription and you choose that annual commitment, annual commitment paid monthly, you'll see that the subscription charge will now be 5% more. And with that, we want to just make sure that when you're going and getting new business, or you're doing new contracts or renewals, that you're aware of this. So you can find the pricing in our marketplace today if you need that exact pricing. And then if you have any subscriptions that are currently in flight, which means they're mid-commitment right now, those subscriptions will not hit the 5% increase until their renewal date. So it's also very important when you're looking at managing renewals that the 5% pricing increase will apply to those as well. If you are in the process of a renewal and you want to make the change to annual commitment, annual billing, or upfront billing is what we call it, to avoid that 5% premium, just know that those changes have to be made more than 48 hours in advance, because in our marketplace, we lock subscriptions the 48 hours prior to the renewal to ensure that Microsoft picks up your subscriptions the way that they're supposed to be. Right now in our marketplace, we do not have this functionality fully built out for you guys. So if you do need to change your subscription to an annual upfront, you will need to open a support ticket. So that way we can do that for you and make sure you're giving, the support team enough time to complete that task. We should have this functionality though available to you guys in the next coming months. It's in flight right now with our development team. So that way you can self-service through the manage renewal button, and you can move your commitment to annual upfront whenever you'd like. So a couple other things to note about this: when you do an upgrade from one product to another mid-commitment, those upgrades will incur the 5% premium. So those are not price locked. But if you do an increase in quantity, so you add a couple seats because the company has grown, those will be price locked. So a lot of things on this slide. I know it's quite a bit. This information is also included in our monthly newsletter. So go ahead and you can read through it there when that gets sent out later this month. But also feel free to grab a screenshot as well of this if you'd like, because it's a lot. Bandit, real quick, and Ace, I just want to do a quick check. I see some comments in the chat that the presentation is funny. Is it funny on your end? Should I maybe reshare?
I think you're good,
Good?
Ashley. I haven't
Okay.
seen any other feedback come through yet. But if we do see anything, we'll let you know for sure. If anybody else
Perfect.
out there is experiencing that, please do let us know.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate the check there. All right, so this is another pricing update. So, April 1st, which was just last month, there was a pricing update that happened to Teams phone products and Power BI products. So in addition to the 5% premium for annual paid monthly, these subscriptions also saw a pricing increase as well. So it's a flat pricing increase across the board for any commitment and billing term. And then if you're on annual paid monthly, then you'd also see a 5% price premium here. We have product pricing available right now on the slide for the US dollar, but just know that if you're on this call and you purchase in other currencies, our marketplace is fully updated with all of the pricing for you. Apologies that we don't include all of the pricing here. We have, I think, 19 currencies in our marketplace today. So it'll be a very text heavy slide. Being that this is the time of day for our US market, we go ahead and put the US pricing on here, but just know that your pricing for all currencies is available in the marketplace today for all billing and for all commitment and billing frequencies. If you have any questions about this outside of the pricing, go ahead and just reach out to your account team, but we do want to make sure that everybody is aware that there was also a pricing increase on these specific Power BI and Teams products. All right. Well, with the pricing increases, some good news here. If you're not already opted into this, please consider opting in it today. Pax8 has created an automatic retail pricing tool for our partners to help manage the 5% pricing increase at renewals. And so essentially what this automatic retail pricing tool does is it will, if you opt in, it will allow Pax8 to set the retail price for you. So that way you're not having to go in and manage all the subscriptions when they come up for renewal. So please know that this is supposed to make your life a little bit easier, especially if you're using a PSA sync, because this is where your pricing is pulled automatically from the marketplace. If you are using a PSA sync, you'll have to resync your pricing. But again, a simple resync versus having to manually update all of the retail pricing on your subscriptions is a small price to pay. This should be like an option for you when you log into the marketplace. If you haven't opted in for your company, it should be a banner that pops up that says opt in now. And you can always if you don't like it, you can always opt out of it in the future. But we are encouraging all partners to go ahead and opt in and try it out. And then only one person from your company needs to opt in. So if somebody's already opted in for your company, then it takes effect for all roles. But if nobody has opted in yet, partners with the following roles of primary partner admin, partner sales manager, and partner billing representative will be prompted with that banner to opt in. Again, if you have any questions about this, obviously your account team can walk you through it, maybe get you a demo set up on it if you want to see it before opting in. But this is supposed to make your life a little bit easier when it comes to managing your Microsoft business and the 5% pricing premium that just went into effect. All right, and so the next couple of slides are going to be just some new announcements that came out. All of these announcements are available in Microsoft Partner Center update. So if you would like more information on that, you always can go and read the blog posts or the Partner Center announcements posts. But on May 1st, Microsoft announced new CSP requirements for all CSP partners, which is you guys, our resellers, that go into effect October 1st. And so what this means for you is that partners must complete business vetting, which is that green check mark or that red X. So again, making sure your information is up to date in Partner Center and that you're verified to be a Microsoft partner. You must also have a minimum of 1,000 US dollars trailing 12 months billed revenue. And so this is going to be converted to USD if you're purchasing in any other currency. So it's got to be a minimum of 1,000 trailing 12 months. If you're not familiar with the trailing 12 months term, that means 12 months of consecutive billing needs to be at a cumulative total of $1,000. So I think it roughly comes out to $88 per month. month USD. So again, something that should be very attainable for all of you guys, but we want to make sure. And this is at the tenant level. So if you're operating with multiple MPN IDs or multiple tenants, then this will be at the tenant level. So say you have a business location in US, but you also have a business location in Canada. Those would be considered separate. So each tenant would need to have a minimum of 1,000 trailing 12 months revenue. And then the new thing on here is a meeting the mandatory requirements for the Partner Center security score. And so this is where Microsoft's going ahead and evaluating the security policies that you have set up today for your tenants and your customers' tenants and making sure that you have a passing security score. This is something I think that's relatively new for our partners. And so we can definitely put some more information in the chat once I'm done presenting around the security score and what that means. But I would definitely go ahead and check out the Microsoft announcement around this so you can get a deeper insights into what does it mean to have a passing security score and completing those mandatory requirements. One of them off the bat, I'll just tell you, have a security contact listed in your Microsoft Partner Center, which should absolutely be done regardless, but not a lot of people know this. And then also having MFA, so a two-factor authentication to access Partner Center. So simple things like this that Microsoft's working to implement. And then again, make sure that you have a signed Microsoft partner agreement. You guys should all be doing this with Pax8 when you set up your partner shell. But again, if you have multiple locations, we just want to make sure that you always have a signed partner agreement, and you can find that in your agreement section in Partner Center. All right, the next one is Microsoft and CSP incentive changes that are going to be effective October 1st. This is a big slide, a lot of things that are changing here. So again, this will also be in our newsletter if you have more questions with deeper information on here. But partners will need, in order to earn incentives, will need to have a solution partner designation for their solution area that they want incentives for, or 25 capability points in each solution area. So Microsoft has decreased the threshold to earn incentives and rebates from a partner capability score perspective. Before, you had to have 70 points to earn the partner 70 points in the capability score, which then earned you the partner solutions designation. And now it's either earning it or at least having 25 points in each solution area. So again, this is supposed to help make it a little bit easier for you guys to earn your incentives and rebates. Have $25,000 trailing 12 months revenue for all solution areas. This is the same requirement that has been implemented before, so this one's actually not new, but very important for you. And then solution area is defined as the modern work designation, the security designation, the business applications designation, and any one of the 3 Azure designations. Also note that Microsoft has released SME tracks for these designations as well. Those are I think all have been released and all live in Partner Center now. And so that also is going to make it a little bit easier for SMB partners to achieve a solution designation. I believe somebody from the team is going over that right after me. So definitely, if you're not aware of that, please pay attention because that's really important. But overall, Microsoft's trying to make it easier for you to achieve designations as well as earn incentives and rebates. So really exciting updates that are coming effective October 1. And with that, I'm ready to pass it off. And apologies, Bandit, I believe this is you, but we have Sharonda on today, so I don't remember who's covering what. But is it you?
No, yes, it is. No
Okay,
worries. I'll be
perfect.
diving into the AI Cloud Partner Program. Um, just before we did move over, there were a couple questions that came in, so I wanted to see if
Oh,
maybe we could answer a couple
sorry.
live.
I didn't even see those. I had it on the publish, not in the in review tab.
Oh
Let
no,
me go through
you're
them real
good.
quick. Okay. So the first one, I'll just read through these real quick. Does each of my customer tenants have to be at 1,000 trailing 12 months, or is that just for my company? That's at the partner level. So that's for, in this question, it doesn't say who it's from, it's anonymous, but for your company. So you as the partner need to be doing $1,000 USD in a trailing 12-month period. So you guys should all be hitting that, but where it gets a little wonky, where we've seen partners not achieve it, is they're trying to go to market because they opened a location in another country that requires another tenant, and that tenant is not hitting the mark yet. But great question. Thanks for calling that out. Um, there's a question here about where to go to check the security score. I'll drop some information in the chat while Bandit is presenting. And then I'm sorry, and then it says, where can I go see if automatic pricing updates is on? I'm not getting the banner, so I want to ensure it's enabled. So if you're not getting the banner, then it should be turned on, but I would send your account representative an email to have them check for you. This is not a Microsoft tool, it's an overall general tool, so I'm not exactly sure on the steps to double check, but your account manager should be able to help you verify that. Okay. Is if we lock the 48 hours. Okay, so there's a question around pricing or subscriptions locking 48 hours prior to a renewal. And how can they add a seat to the subscription if it's locked? So when a subscription is locked 48 hours prior to renewal, no changes can be made on the subscription. And the reason for this is because Microsoft kicks off renewals in the UTC time zone, which then creates timing differences. And we want to make sure that whatever is sent to Microsoft in the renewal endpoint, that it's actually picked up. So if you're going in and making a change in the marketplace, during that renewal period, sometimes those renewals are not picked up and therefore it's not completed and it's a failed provisioning task. So we want everybody to have a great experience. So if you need to make any changes to the subscription, you have to do it prior to 48 hours to the renewal. You can go ahead and actually schedule renewal actions, which is great. So you don't have to wait. Right, like you can schedule it ahead of time to take effect on a specific date. So just know that as well. So if you know that your partner, I'm sorry, your customer needs to maybe increase a seat, but the subscription is going to renew at the same time, you can schedule that in advance and that will pick up as part of the renewal instructions. So if you haven't checked out the manage renewal button or the schedule order manager, go ahead and check out both of those options in the marketplace because they'll help you with the managing renewal and that 48-hour lock. Okay. And then just a question again on changing the billing frequency on an existing subscription to avoid the 5% premium. So this is going from annual paid monthly to annual to take place at your renewal. Again, we don't have this subscription feature in the marketplace today. It should be coming relatively soon. But if you just go ahead and open a Pax8 support ticket, our support team will be able to manage that change for you. And I think those were all the questions. So I'll hand it over to you, Bandit.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Ashley. I'll go
You're
ahead
welcome.
and steal screen and we can jump right into our Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program updates. Really excited about this one. So just to start off, just kind of setting the landscape of where we are right now. Once you have joined the AI Cloud Partner Program, there's two, or I'll call them three main pathways. The first just being purchasing a partner benefits package, and those have changed this year. There's also the traditional attaining a solutions partner designation, comparable to our previous silver and gold. And then lastly, there's the specialization for when you focus heavily in one specific workload. So just kind of going through a few of the changes that happened earlier this year. As some of you may remember, back in January, Microsoft end of life silver and gold competencies, as well as Action Pack and Learning Action Pack. To replace all of that, Microsoft introduced three new benefits packages and has revamped their designation program to specifically align to each cloud workload. In addition to the new benefits packages and the designations, Microsoft also introduced new IURs to all of those offerings as well. So one thing to keep in mind with the new offering stack, if you are looking to earn incentives come FY26, so once we get to around that September timeframe later this year, you will need a solutions partner designation or a specialization to continue earning incentives and rebates that you may have been earning with silver and gold or are currently earning with silver and gold up until that point in the year. So going a bit deeper into what we have, first thing I just want to touch on are our partner benefits packages. Um, the three core packages we have here are the first being partner launch benefits, the second being partner success core benefits, and the last being partner success expanded benefits. And the big difference between these three packages will be the type of licensing, GTM support, and concierge that you receive in each one of these packages. The one thing I want to call out here specifically, you'll know that a lot of these benefits carry over a lot of the IURs that you'd previously been enjoying with Action Pack or Silver and Gold, but did want to highlight some of the new SKUs that are landing in these benefits packages. Specifically, I wanted to call out the ones in Partner Success Expanded Benefits package because that one does come with some Copilot IURs as well. So you'll get licenses for M365 Copilot, Copilot for Sales, Finance, and Service on top of the standard M365 licensing, Azure credits, and the BizApps licensing that you get as well. And so one thing I wanted to do with the benefits packages, I'm sure some of you may be wondering how much is the benefits package? Is the benefits package really worth it for me and for my business? And the short answer for that is yes. Yes, it is. The cost that you pay for either one of these benefits packages is far outweighed by the number of internal use rights you get. If we're just looking across the board, the fee that you pay annually for a benefits package is covered just in Azure credits alone. And we haven't even touched the licensing that you get with M365 Business Premium, Dynamics 365, and now M365 Copilot and the other Copilot service, sales, and finance SKUs as well. In addition to that, you'll also receive the marketing benefits, GTM toolbox resources, as well as concierge service as well. And some of those things you can't necessarily put a dollar amount on as well, depending on how you engage with those Microsoft resources. So just something to keep in mind as you're looking at IURs, if you're still going through that journey of trying to figure out, okay, which solutions partner designation do I want to go for, or if you're coming off of a legacy action pack or learning action pack. I know some of our partners out there are still using that offering until that final date for where those benefits can land up until 2026. And so we touched a little on the partner. We touched a little bit on the partner benefits packages. The next thing I wanted to touch on specifically was our solutions partner designations and how to attain those. So if we look at the solutions partner designations, we'll know that they're broken up into the workloads. So we have modern work, security, business applications, and then Azure is broken up into three main workloads. We have infrastructure, data and AI, and digital and app innovation. So these are our six main categories of designations. So you can have a modern work designation, or you can have a security designation, or you can have a BizApps designation. And you may be asking, how do I attain a designation? The attainment score is made up of three main metrics. First being performance, the second being skilling, and the last just being customer success. And that's just a way for Microsoft to ensure that your business is well-rounded, that you have employees who are meeting certification requirements and who are educated in the Microsoft ecosystem. Also, on the back of some of what Ashley said, it's just the performance metrics, just making sure that partners in the ecosystem are transacting a certain threshold, and the last just being customer success or usage in this case. The thing that I want to call out here is for many out there who may have heard of the solutions partner designations in the new MAI CPP when it was first announced, you'll know that all of these designations were primarily geared towards enterprise. Well, in the past year, that has definitely changed a lot, and Microsoft has introduced new SMB pathways for each of these main workloads here. And they recently just released the security one. So for all of our partners out there who were having trouble trying to obtain the enterprise solutions designation, not to worry, the SMB pathway does adjust the earning metric. So the 3 metric categories will still be the same. However, the threshold to entry, that barrier to entry, is lower compared to the enterprise designation. And so just diving a little bit deeper into the SMB pathways, again, they're just aligned to the existing designations. So all of the knowledge that you have so far of the MAI CPP program continues to be the same, right? The 6 designations are the same. The three metrics to attain are the same. The only thing that'll be different in your attainment of an SMB designation will be the actual criteria, right? What is the dollar amount that you need to have trailing 12 months? What are the skilling requirements, right? How many people do you need to have certified to attain that metric as well? So just to keep in mind, again, just the adjusted requirements for the SMB pathway designations. And you should be able to see this in your partner center as well now, especially now that all of those SMB pathways have been released. And the one I want to call out specifically is the SMB pathway for security, just because this is the most newest one from Microsoft. It was the one that was most recently released. So just a little bit about the security designation. Some of the things that I want to call out specifically are in regards to the contribution amount here. You'll notice that for the security designation, you can either follow an M365 pathway or an Azure pathway, but you'll notice that the trailing 12-month requirement or the protected seat requirement is significantly lower than if you were to pursue an enterprise designation, and the same carries down into skilling requirements as well, where you need a minimum of 1 or a maximum of 6 unique individuals to attain these certifications. I know in the past when Microsoft had multiple certification requirements and oftentimes would require multiple people to be certified. I know for some of our SMB partners out there who may not necessarily have all that headcount, where one person wears multiple hats in your business. So just another thing to remember here as Microsoft has released these programs, that you can continue to stay agile while attaining your designations. And so what does all of that mean? What does a designation get you? There's 2 main things to be aware of when you get a designation. The first being the IURs, like we had mentioned earlier, and the second being the potential incentives and rebates that you can earn as well. So just on screen, I wanted to share some of the core incentives numbers for FY25. So when you attain a solutions partner designation in your workload, you also obtain the ability to earn these extra incentives and rebates. And what's great about this is this is money that comes right back into your business's pocket, right? Depending on how much you transact, some of that may land in a co-op bucket, which then means you can use that for operational funds, marketing campaigns, things of that nature. But if you're not quite at certain threshold, it just comes in as payment to your organization. So that's money that you can then spend in other avenues as well. So one benefit's right there. And then just like our 3 benefits packages we talked about earlier, the solutions partner designation and the specialization also have a slew of new IURs or internal use rights that have been added along with them. Everything that you saw earlier is included in solutions partner designation and specialization. And again, the thing to call out here is the new M365 licensing specifically. You'll see if you have a solutions partner designation, you'll get access to M365 Copilot, Copilot for sales, finance, and service. But then if you obtain a specialization, you also receive Copilot. You receive Azure credits for Copilots for security and GitHub Copilot as well, for anybody out there who's in that dev space. And so then lastly, at the end of this journey, right, you've joined the program, you're either starting by purchasing a package, benefits package while you're obtaining a designation, or maybe you're already at the point where now that Microsoft has released the SMB pathways, maybe you've already obtained a designation or close to obtaining a designation. Once we reach those steps, some partners may be asking, what's next? How can I further specialize my business? How can I highlight my partner business to potential clients as a premier Microsoft partner? And the best way to do that is by earning a specialization. This just means that you are hyper-focused and have shown you've shown success in that specific space and that workload. So then once you have that, again, just another way to market yourself to your clients, but then you also receive those benefits that you get from a specialization as well. Of course, with the specialization, you'll still earn your incentives and rebates, and then you'll also have access to those additional internal use rights as well. So for our partners out there who may be wondering where they stand, what your next steps are, or maybe you're wondering if you've obtained SMB designation, maybe you haven't hopped in recently. One thing I do want to call out is I do recommend scheduling a call with your PSC and your account manager to do a business review. Our productivity solutions consultants team are well versed in all things Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program, and they'd be more than happy to help walk you through that process in Partner Center and checking some of those requirements, where you're at, if you've already obtained, or if you still have a few outstanding items left to obtain a solutions partner designation, be it the SMB pathway or the enterprise pathway. With that, I did want to pause for some questions just in case we see some coming through.
Bandit, I've been answering your questions as
Oh,
they just
perfect.
come through, but I do have one that maybe I don't know if you know the answer to. I was going to
Yeah.
report back that we would get an answer. The question is, if we subscribe to Partner Success Core Benefits, but later decide they want to upgrade to the expanded benefits package, can they do that with in the middle of that 12-month period? And I don't think I've seen a way in Partner Center to upgrade other than purchase new. So there wouldn't like you would have to pay the fee again, but not like
Correct.
a prorated fee, right?
No, I haven't seen Microsoft offer a prorated
Okay.
fee, but that is a good question. I think we can take that back. But just to be on the safe side, I would assume that you would have to pay for the expanded benefits package in full, instead of having it be prorated.
Yep, that's my understanding as well. And the reason for this is because you can stack benefits packages as well. So you can be um, like if you need more licenses and you don't earn a solution designation for whatever reason, you can stack your benefits packages and have more than one, like not like one more than one of the same kind, but you can do like the expanded and the core. So that's why there's no proration. But thanks, Bandit, for confirming and double checking my mind there.
No, and thank you for crushing through some of the questions as well. I'll also hop in the chat window if there's nothing left open, just in case something comes through. But with that, I'm excited to pass on off to Sharonda to go through some of our current promotions and upcoming enablement.
Thank you, Bandit. Hello, everyone. My name is Sharonda, the new Modern Work and Security Program Manager for North America. I'm not new to Pax8, but just new in this role. So excited to be able to support you guys anything when it comes to programs. Next slide, please. So today we'll be discussing several exciting promotion offers from Microsoft. The 15% annual term for Copilot, the 50% off the E5 compliance offer, and promotions for Microsoft E365, E3, and E5. These promotions are all designed to help organizations enhance their productivity and security while saving money. Microsoft E3 and E5 promotion ends June of this year. New customers can get 15% off of Microsoft E3 and E5 annual subscriptions. These offers is available for customers purchasing up to 2,400 seats. We also have the E5 compliance promotion that's available until February 1st of 2026. Customers can get 50% off the new Microsoft E5 compliance SKU when purchasing a Copilot license. This offer is available for both new and existing Copilot customers. This is a great way for you to enhance your organization's security and compliance at a lower cost. Next slide, please. All right, thank you. Also, we have the Microsoft and Nerdio promotion. This offer runs to June 30th, 2025 as well. This is an exciting opportunity for you to receive 6 months free off for modern work access per tenant. Nerdio offers a solution for Microsoft 365 management, providing several key benefits. It allows you to manage all your Microsoft 365 from one single unified platform, simplifying and ensuring consistency across your organization. With enhanced security, compliance, Nerdio helps protect your data, maintain regulation standards, and also support seamless operations for both hybrid and remote environments, ensuring your team can work effectively from anywhere. By optimizing and streamlining IT organizations, Nerdio helps achieve greater efficiency, making an ideal choice for organizations to look to maximizing their Microsoft 365 investment. To get started with this, just contact your Productivity Solutions Consultant in CAM to discuss more details. Next slide, please. This just tells you a little bit more information about Nerdio. You can continue. And more about Nerdio, some of the key features and capabilities for Nerdio as well. All right. Also, some great news about the Copilot promotion. Copilot, the Microsoft Copilot promotion was extended until June 2025. So new customers can get 15% off the annual subscriptions for Copilot. This offer is available for customers purchasing 10 to 2,500 seats, which was recently extended. It's also a great opportunity to enhance your team productivity and at a reduced cost. And next slide, please. And then on top of that, we also have the Copilot Reward Program extended. So 1 month free for has been extended until June as well, or until funds run out. For every new subscription, you can get 1 month free for Copilot, and this can be bundled with the 15% off. So you can do both. If you haven't previously registered for the Copilot Rewards Program, please do so now to start taking advantage of this offer. If you registered previously, there's no need to register. You can just resume receiving the benefits. Next slide, please. And also, don't forget about our Copilot enablement sections right here. This will also come on our newsletter with all the updates for you guys to register, or we also have a QR code at the bottom of the screen to scan to go ahead and register for the upcoming enablement sessions. We also offer the hands-on labs. So you can register for the upcoming hands-on labs if you want to dive deep into Copilot or Azure hands-on lab. These are some of the upcoming events. And again, all of this information will be shared on our monthly update. And don't forget about our business application bootcamp. If you haven't already, if you're interested, we are offering a virtual bootcamp this May 21st. So if you haven't registered, please do so now. Well, thank you again. These are all the promotions. We have a lot of promotions going on for the end of this quarter. So let's take advantage of these promotions and save some money. If you have any questions, either you can put it in the chat or don't hesitate to reach out to your CAM. And thank you. And I am going to pass it to Patham.
Hello. All right. So thank you everyone for being here, and thank you for having me. My name is Patham. I'm the Microsoft Tech for Social Impact Manager here at Pax8. What I do is I work with our vendors, primarily with Microsoft and a few other vendors, as well as our resellers just like you, to help you go to market in the nonprofit space. So let's dive in to talk about Tech for Social Impact and why you should consider this as a vertical to focus on. Before we go into the program, I want to sort of touch on what are the benefits that are available for MSPs who wants to specialize in this sector. And we'll take a non-profit approach, but this approach is not exclusive to non-profit, but it is a prime example of how specialization can be advantageous for you as an MSP. Firstly, to serve clients effectively, it is imperative to understand them deeply. This means grasping their budget cycles, organizational structures, key decision makers, and approval processes. By honing in on nonprofit industry, MSPs can acquire a profound understanding of the unique challenges and needs these organizations face. Such insights empower MSPs to craft a targeted go-to-market strategy and truly resonate with your nonprofit customers. Given that nonprofit customers often operate on a tight budget and depend heavily on technology to fulfill their missions, an MSP with expertise in this area can provide cost-effective solutions tailored to their specific objectives. Moreover, specialization allows MSPs to streamline their processes and develop standardized solutions, enhancing your service delivery efficiency. With a solid grasp of the nonprofit landscape, MSPs can proactively tackle common issues, implement industry best practices, and optimize IT operations for your customers. And in today's competitive market, differentiation is key. Focusing on nonprofit IT services distinguishes you from MSPs who are generalists. It is crucial to showcase your expertise in technologies specific to nonprofits, their compliance requirements, and the outcomes that drive their missions. This level of specialization can be a magnet for nonprofit customers. And while narrowing down your focus might seem like limiting your market, it is actually paving the way to diversification of your revenue. Nonprofits have specialized needs that go beyond basic IT support. By offering services related to donor management system, fundraising platforms, or grant management software, you can open up these new revenue streams that complement your core offerings as well, that is backed by Microsoft. Nonprofits are in search of stable, long-term partnerships. We know they look for partners they can trust and partners that care about their mission. So when you do well with one customer, that news tend to travel. You'll get more referrals to grow your business in that space as well. So industry specialization is a strategic move that can lead to greater efficiency, differentiation, and growth opportunities for your MSP business. Let's dive into the next slide to look at the nonprofit landscape specifically to see what sort of an opportunity you have out there. So globally speaking, there's about 10 million nonprofit or charities out there. But it's an interesting fact, out of those 10 million, about 400,000 nonprofits are the only ones who are actually taking advantage of Microsoft benefits available for them. That means there's almost 9 million, 9.5 million to go after. So there's a big opportunity out there. And we are seeing similar numbers about how many people are employed in Americas as well as Australia, where about 1 in 10 workers do work with nonprofit organizations. And there's a misconception that nonprofits do not have money, but this could be further from the truth. The software market for nonprofit industry is about $32 billion. And a recent publication that came out shows about 69% of these organizations have a budget over $1 million. And if you're looking for a partner to go after this market or to enable you to reach this market, you don't have to look any further because Pax8 has been doing this really well over several years now. We are serving more than 14,000 nonprofit customers through about 4,000 partners globally. And we have more than 1 million paid seats at Pax8 that are transacting with nonprofits. In the USA alone, about 52% of the resellers who sell to nonprofit organizations in the SMB space buy their solutions through Pax8. So we are dedicated for this space, and that is why we created our Pax8 Tech for Nonprofit program as well. If you can flip over to the next slide, we'll touch on that. So our program is looking at bringing the best-in-class technology for nonprofit organizations. How can we help to grow your business in this vertical? So our program provides a range of SaaS solutions tailored for nonprofits. By collaborating with our vendors and our resellers, we aim to offer these solutions at an affordable price, enabling nonprofits to leverage technology and make a positive impact in the communities. The program is built on three main pillars. First one is marketplace curation, that is bringing in solutions that are very relevant to the nonprofit organizations and making them affordable and accessible through our Pax8 marketplace. Second pillar to the program is reseller development, and that is all about how we can empower and enable you to go to market in this space. And finally, the core of our program, or the heart of our program, is social impact. We know nonprofit organizations worldwide work very hard to address some of the most challenging problems, whether it's to do with education or getting rid of homelessness or housing affordability or finding cures for diseases. They work very hard to address these challenging problems, and I think it is our responsibility as well as our opportunity to go out to the market and help these organizations with the power of technology. So the idea of this program is bringing in together our vendors and resellers who share similar values and passion to help this sector. If you flick over to the next slide, we'll look at what's available from our marketplace currently. We know affordability is one of the main concerns with nonprofit organizations. So if you want to give the power of technology to nonprofit organizations, we have to make sure those technologies are affordable. And Microsoft has been the true pioneer in doing this through their Tech for Social Impact program. Most of the Microsoft catalog is about 60 to 80% discount for nonprofit organizations. There are a few grants available as well. So some of the best solutions are available for free for nonprofit organizations. But at Pax8, we want to go beyond that as well. We've been working with several vendors to bring nonprofit offerings through them. In the slide, you see those solutions that are available through the program. And we'll dive into the next slide to give you an example of how you can use these offerings to improve profitability for your business, as well as bring value to your customer as well. One messaging I want to sort of drive home is that our program is not about giving things away, but to help you build your nonprofit practice, help you build your profitability as well. So look at this scenario where a 30-seat nonprofit organization previously using just Microsoft grant licenses like Business Basic. If we attach Drop Suite to ensure business continuity, and Foxit, which is one of the latest softwares that is available through our program, that is a PDF management and e-signature management software. If you attach that to Microsoft Business Premium to elevate their security as well, you are looking at the whole stack for less than $10 per person. And with Pax8 nonprofit offers, this customer is saving close to $700 per month. Previously, this customer generate no margin for you because they own the grant licenses. But with this complimentary attachment, you now make $43. This boosts margins and improves stickiness while adding value for customers as well. And although we know the license margin is only a small part of your MSP business, delivering value to your nonprofit customer will help you secure more business, leading to opportunities for additional services and project work as well. So that is the intention of our program, to give you a large portfolio of vendors catered to nonprofits and enable and empower you to grow your business while doing good to the world. Before I pass it to Justin, I want to sort of touch on our key call to actions. If we can go to the next slide. I'm very excited. I'm co-hosting a breakout session at Beyond with Justin. So if you have not registered, this is sort of the last chance to register. We are about 1 month away from Beyond. So scan that QR code, look at the agenda, and join us at Beyond. Meet us at the booth. Me, myself, and Justin both will be there. And the next one is partner enablement. We have various enablement available through our academy, but I want to call out one coming up next week. We are doing a webinar around how to elevate your nonprofit business with the help of Pax8 and Microsoft Tech for Social Impact resources. We are joined by several Microsoft speakers at that webinar. So register for that event and join us next week as well. I'll drop in all these links to the chat as well after this. And the last is our nonprofit partner communities. This is a great place for you to stay up to date with all things that are coming from Microsoft as well as Pax8. We have a Teams channel that we engage with these partners. We do enablement sessions, like I said, so you'll be the first to know about them. We have partner rewards that we are doing, and you'll be exposed to all those sort of resources available from Pax8. The QR code on the screen is particularly for North America, but I do have the other links for the rest of the regions as well. I'll drop it in chat. If you're not part of the community already, feel free to join. That's a great resource to have. With that, I'll pass it on to Justin. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patham. All right, we've heard a lot about Microsoft programs, some of the things that are happening on different promos for the end of the year. So we're going to close it out. Thanks to the folks that have stuck with us for the final portion of today's content. So as Patham mentioned, I am with Tech for Social Impact. Think of that as the nonprofit vertical focused team at Microsoft, but more than just a key vertical for Microsoft and for our partners. Tech for Social Impact really wants to bring those affordable technology solutions that these nonprofits rely on, as Patham said, go to market with capacity building and invest in the impactful organizations that we care about, and do so by building through and with our partners who service this vertical that's so key for us. So hopefully everybody's seeing that. Across the spectrum of the Microsoft depth and breadth of offerings, whether it's Biz Apps, whether it's Azure, whether it's Modern Workplace. Again, there's various grants and SKUs that we go to market with that you as a reseller can take advantage of and apply for on behalf of your customers, or they can apply to be a qualifying entity. So make sure you familiarize yourself with these, make sure that you understand what that criteria is. It's not just being a 501(c), but there is some additional vetting, and we can assist you with that through a partner desk, or we can point you back to those public facing links where the entities that you work with can get qualified for these offers. Microsoft gave back over $4.7 billion in those grants and discounts in 2024 alone. We've donated over $250 million through our employee match program. And as Patham said, we service, I think it's upwards of 400,000 entities that are eligible for these offerings. So tremendous amount of opportunity for our partners to deliver the managed services or resell these items or provide for your expertise within a vertical that desperately needs your help in order to do more with less. One of those areas that we've seen a tremendous impact this half for Microsoft. So between January and June of 2025, 60% of our licenses, our active licenses, actually were up for renewals. And through partners that resell via the CSP program, what we've seen is the trending data indicates that the renewal motion is an always on motion. In other words, it's not just a one-time annually, kind of rinse and repeat or true up like it used to be in the past, that because your customers are signing up at different times or in different months, there's sort of this always on motion. But what that renewal point in time represents is an excellent opportunity for you to cross-sell and upsell your customers on the various Microsoft SKUs that they may be using, or to potentially look at the next step up that might be more of a premium SKU that could incorporate more feature sets, be it around security, be it around communication, be it around AI. So we're going to rip through a couple of the priority scenarios that we see, along with some resources, and we'll share some links so that you can grab a lot of this and get it out to your organizations, get it out to your sellers, make sure they're aware of it and taking advantage of the content, both that Patham shared as well as what we have available from Microsoft. So high propensity for upsell, as we said. So make sure you're understanding kind of where that customer is at in their journey and what they're needing. And then the second priority that we're typically seeing is additional continuity in terms of the number of customers or the billing types, and getting out in front of that earlier rather than later and making sure you're having those conversations. I'm hoping somebody else is monitoring the Q&A. I'm seeing some screens, so hopefully the lag is catching up for folks as we kind of continue. But consider these opportunities for your renewal strategy. Securing those renewals on time. Make sure you understand the number of seats that your customers have. Make sure you understand when they renew, and that you're taking advantage of that. And then also what they qualify for. We often see that some qualifying nonprofit entities potentially aren't taking advantage of the grants and discounts available to them. So an attach motion for M365 Copilot. Pax8 has been one of our top partners when it comes to their reseller organization taking advantage of tools like Copilot and actually going out and selling those. We want to understand from you what help you need to kind of further that effort. Once you've had some success within your customer base, what are you doing to get to the next 5 customers, the next 10 customers? So definitely take advantage of the resources that Patham highlighted and some of the links that we will show you here later in the content. And then think about upselling to premium. Oftentimes, your customers may or may not know, or may not be taking advantage of, or may have disparate products that are providing for a piece of the overall puzzle that the next sell within E3, E5, or Business Premium maybe already has baked into that particular SKU. So understanding what's available and how they can be using that and using those scenarios to overcome the challenges that they're having is a great way for you to position those premium SKUs within the user base that you're selling to. Nonprofits are particularly vulnerable to security threats. So down at the bottom, you see NGOs actually became the 4th most targeted type of entity by bad threat actors. So understanding their security position and assessing that with them is an excellent opportunity for you to understand kind of where they are and where they want to get to. And then looking at what is included in some of the more advanced SKUs is an excellent opportunity to position and again, cross-sell, upsell for those customers that you're working with. Portion centered around these premium securities and kind of preparing them to take advantage of some of the AI tool sets. So there's just some scenarios, whether you're going from Business Premium, whether you're stepping up from an E3 to an E5, or from an Office 365 to Microsoft 365. So kind of understand each of these different scenarios, understand where that customer is. And again, link there at the bottom or underneath the CSP incentives, you can see that there's some get started materials. There's some pitch decks. There's a whole lot of guidance depending on which scenario your customer falls into. So would implore you to review that with your sellers and your teams so that you understand all of the different content, all of the different scenarios. You can overcome those objections before you get to them when working with the customers. So just really build out an approach. There's things like propensity data from Microsoft that may be available to you. There's different upgrade templates that you can take advantage of. There's kind of some business case scenario things that you can find within this content. So definitely take advantage of all the links that are within that toolkit. And again, as we talked about earlier, all of these additional sales can help drive your CSP incentives, which provide access to incentives and investments, and then allow you to up-level your credentials and seek those advanced specializations to continue to deepen your knowledge around your Microsoft partnership. This is just a good visual that kind of shows all of the different things that can be included when talking about that E3 kind of cost reduction obviously doing more with less, a key topic amongst our nonprofit customers. So really understanding how they can get the most out of a more advanced bundle and all of the different things that that includes, from a security position, from access to AI, from including the different tool sets that they need to have maximum amount of productivity. All of those are very important things to think about and really understand what their needs are as an organization, and then allow them to sort of see that value so that they can really make the best decision. But this is just again a good visual, and Patham had some of these earlier in terms of how they stack. So definitely make sure you understand, from where they are to where they can get, and what the different components of that offer entail. Another good kind of E3, E5 comparison, bit of an eye chart, definitely don't want to drain that. But again, understanding the different pieces of the puzzle that they get, what that additional impact is to them, not only from a dollars and cents perspective, but really the additional value. And keep in mind, these advanced SKUs that are available to the nonprofits, don't think of it as a $20 or $30. This is a $70 plus retail value that they're getting. So it's really important to make sure you kind of come to the table with the value proposition for the advanced SKUs and all of the additional things that they can get access to, so that they can make the best decision for their organization in all of the tools that they need. Again, maybe displacing some disparate tools, or getting rid of some other things that they're not taking full advantage of, so that they can get the most out of their particular SKU from Microsoft. But again, it's going to take your help. So more on the boot camps and technical boot camps. There's recording of these. Again, some of these are from Microsoft directly, not the same content that comes to you and through PAX. So it's important to kind of take a look at both and leverage all of the content that's out there so that you can be your best. And then from a TSI perspective, make sure you're paying attention to the newsletters that we have, the monthly community things that we have. If you have a great customer story already, maybe a nonprofit that you've worked with on a renewal motion, nominate that story. We're looking for more great case studies, particularly around security, AI, Copilot. Those types of kind of new endeavors are always attractive to Microsoft, and certainly within the space, we want to hear about the impact that these organizations are having and how you, as their trusted advisor, has enabled them to take advantage of the technology. So pay attention to some of these links. Make sure you're following us on LinkedIn and all the other social channels, and that you're sort of up to speed with the different comms that come out for this particular subset of our partner community. And that's it. As I said, I put in the Q&A a link to the toolkit. So hopefully, yeah, I see that Patham has shared that in the chat as well. So definitely want to make sure you hit that.
Thank you so much, Justin. And I think we did a pretty good job tackling the questions as well. I know Patham was in the chat window, so I don't think we have anything live just yet, but I know, Justin, I know you're still here, so if we do have anything, I'd love to see you hop in the chat window if there are any additional questions that come in. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. And then to wrap us up, everyone, just want to touch on our global events first for anybody who's still out there in the audience. From one of our international regions, be it in EMEA or APAC. I know we touched on hands-on labs and enablement sessions just a bit earlier, but we do have events as well, both in person and virtual. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't drop in a plug for our wonderful Kristen Fehrenbach has a lovely podcast, Technically Unraveled. I know some of you may join, some of you may not, but she puts out a new episode every Thursday. Sitting down with thought leadership at both at Pax8 and our partner community and at Microsoft. So if you want to look for a way to stay up and up on all things Microsoft while still remaining engaged, highly recommend checking out the podcast if you have some free listening time. And then just want to do a final call out for all of our resources here as well. We have a number of links just related to our trainings, programs, and landing pages as well. And then I think that brings us into our general Q&A time. I know we've done a great job of just answering all of the questions as they come in. So I will leave the Q&A open for just a minute or two, but if we don't see any new questions, I think we can go ahead and wrap up here. So I'll give it just a minute. Let's see, let's go ahead and refresh. Okay, well, I don't see any questions coming through, but if you guys have any, just drop them in. For anybody who may have missed it, all of the nonprofit resources should have landed in the chat window. You'll see a pinned comment as well. And then we'll go ahead and drop in some of the enablement session and hands-on lab registration information now. I know that there was a question for that as well, so we'll go ahead and drop that. But without any further ado, if there are no other questions, I'll go ahead and then just wrap up for today. Thank you all so much for joining us for our May monthly update. Thank you for taking the time out of your Monday. Hope everyone has a wonderful week ahead and a wonderful month. But with that, we'll close out. Have a wonderful day, all.